So I wanted this mat to work out so badly, but as you can see later on in this review, just why it didn't quite work out. Hi, so what I got here is one of these stone mats, and the size of it is 23 inches by 15 inches, so it's about the size of a normal regular size cloth mat. So this floor mat here says it is antibacterial, all natural, and it is quick and strong absorbing, and it's easy to clean. So one of the reasons why I got this was because it might be easier to clean. You know, I don't particularly like putting cloth mats into my washer because that causes a lot of lint. So you could see here, you know, how fast it takes to dry. So I'm curious about this, especially when you're stepping out of the shower. There's going to be a lot of droplets. So, you know, whether the droplets are going to stay or get absorbed into the stone itself. I'm curious about that because it's going to be more than a moist foot. It's basically going to be a soaking wet foot. So I will be demonstrating that. But let's go ahead and unbox this. So we got this here at Marshall's for $20. And I figured it was worth a try because one of the things I was afraid with the delivery was that it was going to break it or snap it in half. So I never really just thought about ordering these from Amazon for this particular purpose. And this is pretty thick, so I'll show you the thickness of it also. So let me go ahead and unwrap this. So the thickness of it is a little bit under ½ an inch. Right there, so it's pretty thick. Now at the bottom, interestingly enough, there is actually no soft, round, I guess, rubbery stuff to hold it in place. So I was expecting that in the four corners, which is fine. I guess I'll just order ones myself. And maybe that's because it will be a little bit slippery. So I suppose this is what is going to be used for that, is the non-slip pad is going to be this particular thing. So I suppose I'll put it in place like this and then put it on the floor. So just to go around. So this particular one that I got does have the horizontal design on it, and it's a slate gray, which is the one I wanted. So it looks pretty nice. And just to zoom in here, give you a better look of the rounded edges. And also the design surface. Like so. Now just a quick initial test that I'm going to do is I am going to pour some water on it. So you can see I already have a droplet of water that's there. Yeah. Just pouring, you know, a quarter cup of water. You can see the water racing down the slots. You know, so that will happen. So I don't know what to think about that. You know, if the water is just gonna go across the slots basically and actually wet the floor. You know, maybe that's not exactly what I'm looking for, because it basically doesn't replace what I have as far as my wet mat, which actually just absorbs everything immediately. So this isn't even a lot of water. I had a quarter cup here, and you could see it's gathering right around the edges and the corner. So that's my quarter cup. And I don't know, if I'm walking out of the shower, is it less than a quarter cup? I doubt it. You can see here it's dripping towards to the side. Now that's not a good sign. And it does dry on the surface, but it's not drying as quickly just with a quarter cup of water. And I'm gonna have to clean that up. So it looks like the water is just pooling on the edges. I know I have it angled, and also because I have those horizontal slots, the water is just gonna automatically run through those grooves, which is exactly what it's done with going towards that edge with that groove. But the water is just sitting still here. It's not like it's being absorbed. And as you can tell, unlike what the box says, so the box says within 30 seconds, right? It's gonna disappear. And so that's what it says. Step into it, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute. And I'm pretty sure it's been over a minute now. Just gonna wait it out, see it completely disappear, and see whether these actually absorb across. Now I do find it a very neat concept regardless, so I might end up keeping this. Having done this demo, I'm actually wondering whether I should keep it or just return it. Basically it's kind of like a cutting board. Maybe it's just a little more absorbent cutting board. And you can see it hasn't quite disappeared yet, right? So you could think if multiple people are taking a shower and they're coming out and they're stepping out, how long is it going to take basically to absorb the water, and for it to actually evaporate. So I'm trying to hold out as long as possible, see if there is a difference, but not really, So, and I'm also doing this video in real time, so this isn't sped up or anything like that, or slowed down for that matter. Just trying to wait it out. The water's pooling here. Maybe it's just dripped away over there. I don't think extra drips has happened for that spill. So that's holding up pretty well, and maybe it is being absorbed. At least for this side of it, it has been absorbed. So you can see it's absorbed a little bit in there. But once again, is it sufficient? So the question is does this actually absorb? Now, I don't want to say the jury's out on it, but it doesn't seem like it's absorbing. So I would say, for the people watching here, you'll probably stay away from this unless you're into the decor, but as far as a practical use, probably not so much. and this is still yet to evaporate. That side has darkened. So it's like I mentioned, it's kind of more for limited moisture, more so than it is for, you know, like that cup of water. You know, if it can't handle a quarter cup of water, which is basically just 2 ounces, if I even had that much in here, then perhaps it's not going to be good at handling like real life scenarios. So I did move this aside just to show you how much water is pooled here. So that in itself is probably half an ounce of water. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of water. You know, just zooming out here. So, you know, how much did this actually absorb? You know, meanwhile, it's still trying to absorb that corner. So really, you know, did it just absorb an ounce of water, an ounce and a half of water? And this will just end up spilling basically on your floor, right? So we'll see. You know, for that reason, I would not actually recommend this. It doesn't look like it will do what it's advertised to do.
So these next few minutes, it's going to be the drying time in real time. So you'll see it fading, slowly fading away. And it actually does fade away pretty fast within like 30 seconds. It's basically dry, and then a minute later it's dry again. So I'm going to wait a few minutes here, just a minute more, and then also come back later and show you after 5 minutes what it looks like. So this is in complete real time. There is no sped up time here on the video. It is completely the passing of the real time that's happening here. So you could see it kind of drying slowly here. And it actually is a big difference compared to what it was 30 seconds ago. So this here is after 5 minutes, and you see there is still some moisture there. Now if I zoom in and I touch it, it's definitely dry. Now this has been used in only about a week. So I've been trying this out for about a week, and next I'm going to show you what happens after 2 weeks. And it's a little bit surprising. So basically, heads up, it actually gets warped and wobbly. And basically, you know, it contracts after 2 weeks. So it definitely is not stone, because stone wouldn't do that. So this was actually very surprising to me. If I tap on this, you'll notice it's very wobbly. So at this point, I've only been using it for 2 weeks, so I was really surprised that this was happening. Obviously, it is not stone. Stone would not warp like this. I was always kind of suspect of whether it was actual stone or not, even though it had like a good heft to it. You know, this mat was a good probably like 3 pounds. So there was a possibility it was like stone. I was hoping it kind of looks like slate, but I suspect what it is, it's actually just cardboard. It's actually compacted cardboard, which is why when it absorbs moisture, it actually curls up and warps. So you could see how much it actually warped here. And again, this is just 2 weeks of use. So quite surprising. I would not recommend this mat. Don't buy it, you know, save your money. And, you know, I hope this video helped, and thank you so much for watching.